going on?
And we're live.
Oh.
Hello, YouTube. Welcome to a response to Spilling the Black Tea from the BBC. I've got my good friend Ant here, because if I'm going to comment on non-whites, it's always handy to have a non-white to comment. What do you think, Ant?
Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye.
So they can't accuse me of being prejudiced, know what I mean? Because we've got a multi-culture stream here, haven't we?
Yeah, but they'll just say I'm internalising my oppression, wouldn't they?
Funnily, that's what this woman says here. Let's stick a song, we'll have a laugh, mate.
Go on, then.
Let me know if you can hear it, okay?
Hi
Yep.
guys, I'm Amanda.
Perfect.
Welcome back to Spilling the Black Tea. Happy Black History Month. The theme of this year's Black History Month is proud to be. And something I'm proud to be is me. A couple of years ago, I wouldn't have given you the same answer. I am Scottish. No matter how many times you ask.
Did you see that there?
Which bit?
See when she says that she's Scottish? Look at her eyes, mate. Watch her eyeballs.
No matter how many times you ask.
See the way she looks across to the side? Because she knows what she's saying is bullshit.
Yeah, no, someone was trying to teach me that years ago about looking to the side, certain sides. It means you don't quite believe what you're saying or something, doesn't it? I'm a layman when it comes to that sort of stuff, but they're trying to say if you look to certain sides, is it the left or the right, you're lying or something like that.
I think I watched that body language ghost says if you're looking to the left, you're recalling a memory, and when you look to the right, you're trying to make something up.
That's the one, something like that, yeah.
Or vice versa, one of the ones. No, but she's not convincing herself. You know what I mean? She's not convincing me.
That won't change. I was literally born here. And I know that might be confusing to some people because I sound like this, and I don't sound like I'm from London, and I don't sound like I'm from America.
You know what I mean, mate? I looked at her and the first thing I thought was, well, why doesn't she have an African accent? You know what I mean? She says, look at me, I'm possibly from London, or I could be from America by the colour of her skin. No,
or even like a patois accent or something like that, isn't it?
Jamaican or something like that, man. But she's straight away, she cites two white countries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that is my reality. I am black and Scottish. I don't think representation is spoken about enough. Not
fucking hell. It's not spoken about enough. These people are like 5% of the Scottish population, mate.
Well, I was thinking about her accent there, because I get that a lot. People think, oh, are you from London? And I was like, no, I'm born in Taunton. Where do you think I'm from? They're like, oh, they get a bit weirded by it. They don't seem to understand. But they seem to be all right in the end.
Yeah, you have got a bit of a London accent, though, mate.
Yeah, that's because I lived there for 6 years, me old man, didn't I?
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I've lost my Somerset accent somewhere. I don't know where that's gone.
It comes back out when you're drinking.
Yeah.
Not just representation of black people, I mean representation in general. It doesn't get the credit that it deserves for its importance in our development of self. And as a young black girl in Scotland, I never see myself represented.
Right, this is where I want to ask you a question, my friend. Because obviously you're in exactly the same position as her, growing up in the southwest. And how many black dudes did you know growing up, mate?
Well, in the village I grew up in, there was one other family that had some mixed kids, but I never met their dad. Their dad lived there, but I never met their dad. I knew their mum, but
and
that's about it, mate.
Well, what did you think about growing up and not seeing like people that looked like you on TV and
Nothing.
stuff?
Not a lot, really. Obviously, there's a bit of upheaval, wondering who you are, especially as a young kid, you know what I mean, when it comes to the mixing. But the thing is, these people were the kindest people I've ever met. I've never had anything, accepted by them all. Do you know what I mean? If I fell over, they're the first people to pick me up. Do you know, things like that. They were my community. I didn't really think anything different of them. They were my people. If that makes sense.
White folks don't have that high in-group preference, mate. We're very open on them.
Well, it's like now I live back in the village that I grew up in, and I don't have there's not an ounce of what we call racism here. Do you know what I mean? Every morning I walk to work, everyone says hello, and I'm like, what? I think I've seen one other like black kiddie somewhere walking about before, and that's about it. But no one tells me to get out, do this. Do you know what I mean? They're always like, hello, how you doing? Nice day, isn't it? Blah blah blah. I have conversations with them, move on. There's nothing malicious about this place.
Oh no, I'm 100%. My favourite in Scotland's even. I don't know if you could phrase it better in that way, because we're a lot nicer than English people. You know what I'm saying?
To be fair, actually, from when we were working away, I would say that. Because I remember going to the English pubs, and even all of us, they'd be like, "Oh, get out of our pub, or do this, no, we don't want you here." Like to everyone, that wasn't just because of the colour of your skin or anything. That was everyone on the tour, wouldn't it? But up in Scotland, they were like, "Yeah, come on, join in." Even Wales. Remember when we went to Wales? Like, "Oh, I can't talk. I've got an English accent." Blah, blah, blah. And that mate called us over to the bar, have a drink with us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a bloody good night, actually.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. That's back on. Right? That's a big giggle.
There wasn't a lot of black British people in movies, on TV.
See that there, the bit she switched? She's talking about black Scottish people. She's Scottish and she's black. And then she immediately switches to black British.
yeah. That's a bit weird.
Magazines, and at that time there were even less black Scottish people in those spaces. Also, wasn't a lot of
Black Jock. And the only black guy I ever knew growing up, like seen on the telly and that was Scottish, was Black Jock at a Porridge.
I remember him, yeah.
Yeah, Black Jock. Brilliant.
I remember it, but Porridge, bloody hell.
representation of black British people. Representation largely came from black Americans. That almost set a standard, a kind of expectation people had of what I would act like, how I would be in general, and what I would sound like. But why would it be? That's not my experience. I sounded like this when I was younger, just with a bit more of a Fife accent. It makes you feel inferior.
Well, that's because you sound like you're Fife doll. Know what I mean? Nothing to do with your skin colour.
That'd be like coming from Bridgewater, I guess, is it?
Well, Fife. Magic Ian's from Fife. That's where he's from.
Oh.
The Kingdom of Fife.
Everyone had these expectations of me, and I didn't make the cut. I struggled with that a lot. It's a kind of imposter syndrome that I can't even really explain.
Imposter syndrome. She named it herself there, and it's because she must know herself that she ain't Scottish, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I find that weird, mate. Because I know myself. Obviously, in my heart, I'd class myself as English, but I know ethnically I'm not English. Do you know what I mean? But this is my nation. These are the people I care for. But the thing is, I'm not under the illusion that I am fully ethnically English. Do you know what I mean? But she seems to be. I don't know. Well, she doesn't believe it herself, does she? But I don't know. She's a weird one, mate. I don't know. I don't understand people like this.
Yeah, but you said that she's not in any way, shape, or form part European. You, on the other hand, are part European, mate. Aren't you?
Yeah.
Not only that,
and that's the thing. The other thing with the media and stuff, she's like that. Oh yeah, never saw any black people in the media. That never bothered me. I grew up watching things like Monty Python. Do you know what I mean? What else is it like? The Avengers and stuff like that. My old man and stuff. Even my old man, he's black. He never saw any problem with it. Do you know what I mean? It's a weird one. Yeah. Watching like Clint Eastwood movies and stuff like that. No, we never complained about there's no black people here or what we're not represented. Blah blah blah. It's just that you're living in a European nation. You're going to see European people.
It's funny that, isn't it? It's so fucking funny that one, isn't it? Yes, that's back on. That's a big giggle.
Because I wasn't trying to be anything or anyone else. I was just trying to be me. It might sound minor that I never seen girls that look like me in the media, but I internalized that.
There you are.
So she's admitting it. I mean, she's internalized her oppression.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's pretty weak, though, isn't it?
Well, it's the BBC, mate, putting her up as like, the face of this propaganda piece that's, oh yeah, Scottish people can be black, black British, black European, all that crap, mate. I mean, when it's a biological physical impossibility, mate. You know what I mean? Even if she did have a bit of fucking Scottish in her, that wouldn't make her Scottish.
No.
You know what I mean?
It wasn't the black woman who graced the cover of magazines or who got the guy at the end of the rom-com. When you grow up with nothing but Eurocentric representation in
Fucking nothing but Eurocentric representation. How did that damage you, on?
Not a lot. Really, I don't know. 'Cause I just saw, like I say, my family are European, so I like to see my family represented. It's to me, obviously, I don't know, a bit of mix, it might be a bit different, but for me, I was like, yeah, I grew up with European people, do you know what I mean? So I see them on the TV, that's what I like. It's just, I guess, I don't know, I guess it's more my in-group preference, isn't it? Stuff like that, but it never really bothered me at all. So, like I say, growing up watching things like He-Man and stuff like that, I never thought, oh, yeah, he should be black, he should be this. I don't understand why now, as an adult, this woman, she's like, oh, yeah, I saw this, misrepresentation, blah, blah, blah. Why don't you then, instead of moaning about it, go and do something for yourself? Do you know what I mean? Rather than moaning that, oh, yeah, these European people are putting their own people on TV, why not go and make your own TV show? Do you know what I mean? Why not make your own comics? Why not make? I don't understand it. You've always got to jump on other people's stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're forgetting, unless they see somebody with the same skin tone doing something, they can't do it.
That's make it themselves then. Yeah. I never got that.
Unless they see somebody with it, that look like them doing this thing, then they can't do it, man. That's what they keep telling us.
I never got that. The reason why I never did anything is because I didn't want to do it. Simple as it wasn't because I never saw anyone the same skin tone as me. It's like, yeah, I really just don't want to do that. It's just, yeah, I'll go and do something else.
I think you're lucky, mate. I think you're lucky because of your age. You didn't grow up with all this heavy anti-English, anti-white crap that we get these days.
No, because that's it. Where I grew up, mate, it's all about, like, May Day festivals, Morris dancing, all this. We had it all in our face. You know what I mean? And it was good. For me, I don't see. That's the thing. I really don't understand the problem with all of it. But obviously, like you say, the indoctrination of the media these days, telling people you got, oh, what's that word? There's a word for it, isn't there? About victimization. What is it? I can't remember now. I'll think of it soon.
Well, they've been told that they're victims, isn't it? Just because
the
skin tone. You know what I mean? It's to say this Marxist bullshit. It's say, yeah, if you're worse off, it's because somebody's better off, and you're downtrodden because of that. You know?
That's it. And if you always believe yourself to be a victim, you're always going to be the victim, aren't you? Really?
It's that frame of mind that puts you in.
Yeah.
But what this woman's telling me here, that multiculturalism doesn't work. You know what I mean? She's telling us that she's uncomfortable living in a white country.
Well, the only way you're going to get a multicultural world is if people stick to their own homelands, stick to their own culture, and then people can travel. That's a true multicultural world, isn't it? Where you can experience the culture in different people's homelands. You can't really force everyone into one nation to be multicultural. It just doesn't work.
That's the myth, isn't it? The myth of multiculturalism.
You're always going to get the ones that settle, and then they're going to create their own little groups. They're not going to integrate with anyone else. You know what I mean? That's when you get tension between people, and I guess that's what they want, though, isn't it?
Of course, that's supposed. It's been like that for hundreds of years, hasn't it? You fight the Scottish, play the Scottish off against the English, play the English against the French, the British against the Germans. It's
well, it's the same even with my family. Say my nan, she is Jamaican. Do you know what I mean? Like that Windrush thing and stuff like that. They were what was it? Didn't Britain send a lot of their people over to Australia cheaply? Do you know what I mean? And then like, look, we need you to. So really, they were just used as weapons. That is it.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
The Windrush generation, I would say, is the same as the current folk that are coming across the channel. They're allowed in here, but it's not for their benefit.
No,
you know what I mean? They're merely pawns.
That's it. I feel sorry for him a little bit, to be fair.
Done. I do feel sorry for him, mate. But see, when you try and explain this to people, they cut you down straight away. Know what I mean? Like the stuff that I sent you, right, mate? When I was starting to find out all about, all this red-pilled stuff, I sent links out to, and I've got about 5 brothers. I sent them all out to them. They all came back and said I was a racist, right? And I sent the same stuff to you, and you saved my sanity, mate, by coming back and saying, "Oh yeah, you're right, Tom."
At first, I was like, what is this stuff he's sending me? What is it? And then I started looking into it and I was like, this is stuff that I've been learning a little bit, little snippets over the years. And then I started looking at what you gave me. I was like, actually, this is reinforcing exactly what I'm seeing going on around the world. Do you know what I mean? And if it wasn't for this sort of stuff, mate, do you know what I mean? This is what brought me out of my depression, made me think clearly. Do you know what I mean? Look into philosophy, things like that, and sort my life out. Do you know what I mean? And it's mad how this seems to be a truer way. Anything they're trying to give us in the media, all they're trying to do is just indoctrinate us and control us, aren't they? Really, they don't want free thinkers anymore.
True. Well, they tell you what to think, not how to think, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's that, son.
Models, TV stars, actresses. It's hard not to compare yourself. Then you start to think.
Hang on a second. I just thought of this as well. She's going on about all this. She doesn't see the actors, magazines, actresses, blah, blah, blah. And all we get now is, Henry VIII was a black guy. Shakespeare was a black guy. Everybody in the TV is a black guy. I watched the first 10 minutes of The Eternals, that new Marvel crap.
Yeah.
And when they all turn up, these superheroes, they're like the chinky guy, black guy, white guy. There's like one of each, you know what I mean? It's like United Colours of Benetton advert. And I was looking at it thinking, you couldn't tell where these people are from. There's like a pick and mix of everything there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I'll give that film a miss.
Why are they chosen and not people that look like me? Am I too dark? Are my lips too big?
See what she's saying here, mate? Am I too dark? That's not a white. That's not nothing to do with Europeans, mate. Blacks have got their own grade, don't they? About fucking if you're too dark. What do they call it? Colorism?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, my lips too big.
But that's the thing. That's nothing to do with what society does. That's to do with her own insecurities, what she thinks about herself, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but all of these are being projected onto her environment. You know what I mean? Well, this is because Scotland's got too many Scottish people on it.
Whereas, like I say, the way I look, I've been to like pubs and stuff, and people like start talking to people. Oh yeah, blah 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 blah, and they talk to me, and they're like, "Oh, you're not black, are you?" I was like, "What are you on about?" "No, I was born in Somerset." Do you know what I mean? And they're like, "Oh, you should be able to handle this heat." It's like, "I was born in Somerset, mate. It's not hardly the tropics, is it?" And then they're like, "Oh, I've even had white friends just disown me because I'm not black enough." They want a cool black friend. I was like, "I'm not going to be that. Shut up."
Yeah, but they've got this thing, these leftist liberals, whatever you want to call them, that if you got one drop of black in you, mate, you're black. That's it. Yeah. You totally denounce you. You cannot side with the whites. The whites are the enemy. Even though, like, the likes of in your case, like half your family's black, half your family's white, man. So how are you meant to disown half your family, man?
Isn't it? But I said that to people before. They're like, "Oh, something about being black." It's like, "But I'm not black." And they look at me as like, "Well, you're not white, are you?" It's like, "Obviously not, you idiot." You know what I mean? It's like, what are you trying to get at there? Do you know what I mean? I'm mixed. I'm neither one or the other, but do you know what I mean? It's just...
both, mate. Both.
Yeah. I think I'm just more of a realist when it comes to it, to be fair.
You, my friend, are what we would call an outlier.
Yeah. Yeah, I've started finding that because I've met a few mixed people and they don't seem to understand any of this.
But again, that's the cultural hook that as soon as you've got a little bit of black in you, one drop rule is in effect.
Yeah, and like I said before, I've never ever had a white person say, "Oh, you deserve to die, you this, that, the other," but I've had plenty of black people say that. Do you know what I mean? "Oh, you're not one of us," or this, that, the other. But I was like, what the fuck? What? How do I become one of you then? Do I have to act all brash and
that's
hectic?
it?
You know what I mean?
No, you need to be like Colin Kaepernick. You know what I mean? That's exactly what you need to be a black guy. If you've got a little bit of white in you, mate, you need to go full out Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? One of them ones.
I'd rather throw the Roman than take the knee.
Oh, I Roman salute every day, mate.
Yeah.
I'll stick that back on, mate, because she's got another thing that she says she was quite funny.
Is there something wrong with my skin colour? It's hard to be confident in yourself when you always feel like the odd one out. When you look different to everyone in your school. When you're first...
This is bullshit, mate. You know what I mean? You're the odd one out, so you're like... What's the word I'm looking for, mate? I mean, growing up, when I was a kid in school in Glasgow, there was an English lassie that moved up to Scotland, to Glasgow, and she was in my class.
Yeah.
And she wasn't the odd one out. she was like the exotic one, and it was nothing to do with her skin tone. It was her accent, because she had an English accent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like she's English, she's the odd one. It was like, oh, she's nice, she's got a nice accent, because she was like out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying, mate?
Used to be like that when I was younger. Obviously, I'd get the mick taken out of me, the brown giddy, or this, that, the other. And then, like I said, a ginger kid would walk in. We'd all take the mickey out of him. Someone with glasses would walk in. Oh, look at Specky there. Do you know what I mean? It'd always just go in a cycle. And if you couldn't take it, then you just get more and more abused. Really, not abused in like a bad way, but do you know what I mean? They'd be like, look, you can't take what you give, so we're going to give you more. Do you know what I mean? Things like that. That's just the cycle that we had when I was younger.
Same as that. When I was younger, mate, if somebody started to rib you ribbed them back, man. You know what I mean? You think of something twice as bad to say to them, and you rip right into them.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. When I was younger, obviously being in a white community, I did have a bit of confusion. But then that's the thing: you grow and you become an adult, and you realise that none of that matters. Do you know what I mean? Your skin tone, none of that. It doesn't matter. It's how you present yourself and how you what's the word I'm looking for? How you present yourself, really. Do you know what I mean? How you go about life. If you're going to be this brash, ghetto, chavvy kid, do you know what I mean? Then you're going to be treated that way. Do you know what I mean? And you got to learn as an adult how to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, I guess, and just get on with life. And what people say is what people say, mate. That's just nonsense.
But they're saying that's white supremacy, hard work and a work ethic and being on time. These are all things that I recently just seen, actually yesterday, I think it was, that they were saying that's white supremacy. Timekeeping.
Really?
Yeah. I watched like yesterday, and this black dude's telling this other white guy about all these standards that white people have imposed are all white supremacist ideas. Like,
and I must be a white supremacist then, because I hate bad timekeeping.
Saying you're more in touch with your European side, man, isn't it?
Yeah, I seem to be.
Racism is someone calling you poo-face in primary one.
Oh, did you hear that?
Poo face.
Yeah, mate, this is our first example of racism.
The use of racism is someone calling you poo-face in primary one.
Primary one, mate. Do you know how old you are in primary one, mate?
About 5.
5 years
Actually,
old.
I remember that sort of comment though when I was a kid. I remember that. It's like there's this white kid that said you look like dog poo or something like that. When I was like, you look like dry dog poo or something like that. Do you remember the days when people didn't pick up the dog?
Yeah.
No, right. That was it, and then that was the end of that argument.
Yeah, but
I
was
just, like you say, that's when you're kids. You say it's stupid.
Yeah, it's the same as calling somebody 4 eyes because they wear glasses, man.
Yeah,
like he's got big ears, like jug, or you know what I mean. But to think that's a lie, mate. There's no fucking way. She remembers being 5 years old and somebody's commenting, "Boy, poo face." Bullshit, mate. I don't believe that for one fucking minute.
No. To be fair, 5 years old. I remember some little things, but I might not remember exactly how it went down. It might be a bit misconstrued in my head, like, because how many years ago is that? What? I'm 36 now. It's like, 30 years ago, pretty much. Do you know what I mean? I hardly remember like last week most of the time. But
yeah, but there's no fucking way she remembers being 5 years old and being called poo-face. Know what I mean? I can guarantee you, mate. I can guarantee you this, mate. Because I grew
someone's
up in
reinforced that memory in her, I think.
Aye. Or implanted that in her. Yeah. But when I grew up in Glasgow, mate, I remember there was a couple of Vietnamese kids came over, Nat and Yen, and this was in the 80s, I suppose, and they were treated like VIPs. You know what I mean? Because they weren't from Scotland, they weren't white. You know what I mean? And like people looked out for them because they were on their own. They were just like it was like
that's what communities used to do. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you look out for those that aren't really. They never knew anybody. They could barely speak the language. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you would look out for them. You don't
exactly
persecute them or anything like that. You know what I mean?
And when everyone has these expectations of what you should look and sound like, and because you don't meet that, you feel like you're not good enough. But my biggest realization was that I had always been enough, and that being black isn't a negative, even when people in society are telling me that it is.
Right. I want a fucking citation on that, mate. You know how much money BLM took last year, mate? Was it like $90 million fucking dollars?
Bloody hell.
So who in society is telling you that having black skin is a negative? Can you think of anybody?
I don't think I'm allowed to say.
No, you got it.
There's a certain group of people that are probably telling them these lies.
Oh, right. Yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, but what white people are saying that? You know what I mean?
I've not met any.
No, I've never seen it. It's nonsense, man. Even when we start to go into talking about IQ levels and stuff like that, right? These so-called white supremacists, when they cite IQ levels and that, IQ statistics show that Asians are smarter than whites. So how is that?
Yeah.
So how is that white supremacist by posing IQ statistics when you're saying that, yeah, the yellow people are smarter than us white people?
Well, I don't think really, in reality, any race has a negative. They're all adapted to their environments that they should be in. Do you know what I mean? The only negative about being black is living in Scotland with genes that aren't meant to live in that sort of environment. That's the only negative you're getting there. But that's just environment. That's just natural law, isn't it? Really. But in society, there is no negative really, as long as you present yourself well. Do you know, like you say, work, be a member of the community, give back and stuff like that. There's nothing negative about you, no matter your skin tone.
Yeah, but see, it's good that you can see that, mate. But see, kids these days, like this young lassie, they don't get told that. They've been told for year dot that, yeah, the reason that you're worse off is because those white folk, robbed you.
The reason I've ever been worse off is through my own actions. Do you know what I mean? That's it. There's been no one else's fault but my own. The things that I've done in my life, the ups and downs that I've had, it's all been through my own choice and my own actions. That's it.
That's you taking
no one else has done it.
Aye, that's you taking responsibility, though, mate. When that isn't encouraged these days.
No, it's not really, is it?
No, they want a dependent population. That's why they pushed benefits so hard and get everybody on benefits and that. And then, you're snookered.
Yeah. Benefits ain't a good life.
There are no rules or guidelines for being black. I love who I am, and I'm proud of who I am. Whilst my skin colour doesn't define me, it's one of the things that I love the most about myself. Representation is getting better. Whilst we're maybe not quite there yet, we're headed in the right direction, and that's all that matters. I've seen way more.
And that's all that matters. Sorry, I just clocked there's a whole bunch of people in the chat here. Morning, Steve. Gamma Sandwich. Magic Ian. How you doing, lads? JC. All right, Trips. Just having a wee chat with my best mate here, mate. It's not like all good racists. My best mate is not white. You know what I mean? And my other best mate, Gio, he's got what? Oh, there's definitely a bit of Jew in him, mate. I'm saying. So it's like the good racist that I am. My best friends are non-white and slightly Jewish.
Black Scottish people in recent years than I ever did growing up. Finding that correct representation has taught me that it's not necessarily a bad thing to be different. Everyone deserves to feel comfortable in their own skin and proud of who they are.
I'm proud of it, unless you're white. Fucking idiot, man. Yeah, that's what I put here, mate. I seen this came out the other day. They were saying that emotional and psychological harm online will now be punishable. You know what I mean? By years in jail, whatever. So this is what this is. This is what I put. Look, the emotional and psychological harm this person's creating by appropriating my ethnicity is very real. For the BBC, yet again, to facilitate such hateful and damaging content is no surprise. That's what this is doing, mate. This is damaging to white people, mate. But what they're saying is, look how horrible you white people are, mate. Scum, mate. So
they'll soon realise, won't they? Oh, go on.
There you go.
Well, they'll soon realise, won't they? Once if the Europeans are gone, then they'll soon realise who the real bad guys are, won't they? And they soon want you back.
Be too late by then, anyway.
Yep.
Right, so I seen this, right? And then, let's see if I can change this, man. I was messing about, man, and I seen this one. How do I start? Gotcha. This was on, this was yesterday, I think this was, man. How the fuck did I get rid of that, man? Whoa, right. Sorry, troops. Need to figure out how to do this, mate, man. There we go. I've seen this, mate. They're going to make a commemorative coin to celebrate Mahatma Gandhi. Did you see this, mate?
No.
Yeah, they're cracking
You told
up
me about it the other day.
a £5 commemorative coin for the life and legacy of Mahatma Gandhi. And I thought, that's interesting. You know what I mean? Mahatma Gandhi. Now, what was it Mahatma Gandhi said about black people, Mum?
I don't know. I've never really looked into Gandhi that much. He's never really interested me.
See, I seen that thing with Mum. This was a wee while ago as well. I think it was last year or something. But, it was from the BBC as well, mate. So this isn't any fucking right-wing crap, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Good old dependable BBC. Yeah, 2015, was Mahatma Gandhi a racist? So yeah, here we go. What was it called them? There we go. Kafirs. Africans called them Kafirs. Sounds like Kuffar, doesn't it? Kafir. There we are. In 1893, Gandhi wrote to the NATO Parliament saying that a general belief seems to prevail in the colony that the Indians are little better, if at all, than the savages or the natives of Africa. Brilliant. Coolies.
Little better.
So you can say all this, mate, right, about Africans and deride them and that, you know what I mean? And they'll still put you on the back of a £5 coin. Know what I mean? Purely because you're not white. You know what I'm saying? Do you think if a white guy had said that, they'd be going on the back of a £5 coin, Mum?
No.
That's I was really surprised they reached for Gandhi, mate. He was quite outspoken about fucking blacks, mate.
He's quite outspoken about a lot of people, isn't he? From what I've heard.
No, that's the thing, mate. He took on the empire, the British Empire. Why the fuck are we putting him on our money? You know what I mean? Plus, he was, a dodgy. When he's like sleeping with like young lassies and shit like that, man.
He's Indian. Doesn't surprise me.
It's just like he was undoubtedly at times ignorant and prejudiced about South Africa's blacks. Brilliant, man. Brilliant. But they're still going to put him on, the back of a £5 fucking coin, man.
Gandhi believed in the Aryan Brotherhood. It's involved whites and Indians.
Yeah, this was shocked me, mate, when they said that about putting Gandhi on the back of it. I thought, any brown guy will do at this point, you know what I mean? They were talking about, is it Henry VIII's fucking trumpeter? We need to celebrate this fucking black guy but Henry VIII had a guy that was black that played the trumpet, man.
Are they sure he is black, or the dye didn't discolour over the years?
Oh, I don't know, mate. I don't know.
It's one of those, isn't it?
You can't tell. They just want to make everything black at this point, mate, no? Mahatma Gandhi.
I was looking at that, like old paintings the other day. What is it? Someone like, I think it was like Alfred the Great or something like that. I noticed one of his paintings that like the colour in his hand had gone. It was like black or something. I was like, wait, they'll start calling him black soon just because he's got a black hand. Do you know what I mean? And what is it? It was like, who are they? Was it in the Americans? Those the Black Israelites or whatever they were, weren't they? They believed George Washington was black because obviously they drew a picture of him and it was in black ink.
Yeah, no, it's
He's black.
More recently, I've seen TikTok videos where a guy going on about how fucking Abraham Lincoln was a black guy. I swear to God, mate. This is what they're teaching people these days, mate.
This is wrong, isn't it?
It's fucking.
And I believe in these lies. This is the thing. So maybe this comes down to IQ. To be fair, mate.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm with you on that one, mate. IQ tests, isn't it, man? DNA test and IQ test. Just to sort the population out, you know what I'm saying?
Do it.
Yeah, look, JC's put in the comments here. What is it? Yeah, if you have a slight tan, you're black to them. That's true, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it, mate? They've got this one drop rule. I think I'll never be Scottish.
Nice. Yeah, I was
Yes,
just
this is-
looking through some of the chat here.
This is what. Yeah, man, what she's saying is white people have to go. That's it. This is the gift of multiculturalism, where they tell us to open our borders and invite all these non-us in, right? And then once you've got a population of them, then you need to change how we are to accommodate that. And it just keeps coming. Like they're saying over on that idiot, is it McAuliffe, that was running in for the gubernatorial race in, I forget the name of the place, Virginia, I think it was. And he was saying, 50% of our students are black, so 50% of our teachers will need to be black. So you're just going
Really?
to sack a bunch. That's what he's saying. He didn't win the race. Actually, it was the Republican won it. The Republican is running on ending anti-Semitism in America. You got to make it up. Know what I mean? This is owning the libs. This is it. But aye, it's bullshit, mate.
There you are. Yeah, I've seen that. JC just put a comment like saying Louis Theroux documentary about the Black Israelites. I watched some of that. It is actually quite funny. I'd recommend watching that.
Aye, I'm not keen on Louis Theroux, but I might give that a go. The Black Israelites are fucking
That
hilarious,
was they claimed Tom Jones was black.
But didn't they say that about fucking Welsh people? That's why they can sing so well, because they got black in them, man. I swear to God, mate, I've heard that, man. Yeah, so fucking such mad shit, mate, though. Magic Ian's in the house. Alright, Ian, mate, I'll pop down and see you soon, my friend. Quality. So I was reading through the comments. Let's get the boys to footy practice. Nice one, Steve. We was Welsh. You see that, mate? That's shocking that the Welsh, because they are tiny percent of the population, mate. They're an outright minority. You know what I mean? But they're still importing loads of foreigners, man. No, bending over backwards to accommodate non-Welsh people.
Well, that's not going to end up well for them, is it?
Fuck. Look at Scotland, mate. Scotland's went from when I left Scotland, but 20 odd year ago, it was we need representation of Scots in the English Parliament because the British Parliament, because the English run amok, because there's so many of them. We need to have, like they were saying, representation, mate. And as soon as the SNP get in, what do? They say, anybody can be Scottish.
The new Scots.
We've just been arguing for 300 years with the fucking English to say that they couldn't be Scottish, and they're the same fucking colour as, in many cases, this exact same DNA structure as they're like basically us. But that isn't the definition. You can't say because of your skin tone that you're anything other than, in her case, African. But skin tone doesn't define what's Scottish. You know what I mean? And that's not to say you can have black, brown, or yellow Scots. It's like a lad said there. It's just standard that all Scottish people have European phenotypes. Finished in a generation, it's right through. So let's get rid of this, mate. Gandhi's blanking of Africans as the black coat at the heart of his saintly mythology. This is going to be glorious. This will be like, as soon as, if the blacks got hold of this, mate, they must make hay with this, surely.
Do they even know?
Aye, that's what's his name? Shuni Rishak, whatever the fuck his name is, that Indian dude who's running out.
It's weird. Black people think every other race but Europeans are with them. When you look at Asians and what they think of black people, and black people don't realise what Asians think of them. It's bad.
Is that right?
It's like the Chinese, like they're like, no more, with all this what is it? All this Asian flu stuff going around China, I've seen like loads of people, like, what is it, like Will I Am or something, saying no more Asian hate, stuff like that. I was like, do you really know what they say about you? You know what I mean? And you're backing up these people. It's like, no. You're batting for the wrong team there, mate.
I'm doing that to virtue signal, aren't I? Because you look at China, mate, and look at, like, for example, movies that are released in China. And like so that Dune, that was just, when they released that Dune, the new Dune, which is shit, by the way, folks, it opens on a fucking black guy in a desert, man. There's so many blacks in that movie, it's fucking unreal. But on the cover of it, right, there's a black woman. And see, when they released it in China, they took her off the cover. The same with that.
They did that with Black Panther as well, didn't they?
They done it with one of the Star Wars movies. They removed, because that black guy, Finn, whatever his name is, him was in Attack the Block.
Okay.
That guy that wants you to boycott white companies and all that shit, man. No? And he
Okay.
was. They moved him. They moved him on the cover, no, so it wasn't so prominent in the advertising, because they don't like black people, mate. But they'll be next on the list to get multiculturalism. No?
Mm-hmm.
But I seen a comment, like, in that Blackbirds video, they're going on about black Scottish, and the comment was, "So if I'm black and born in China, I'm a black Chinaman." It's fucking hilarious, man. All right, cool. Hey, bud. Well, let's go with the rest, mate. Nice one for having for jumping on with us, mate.
That's right, mate. I might as well spend my time off productively.
Well, I'll be back on later on anyway, mate. We've got the Woodlander at 7 p.m. Then tomorrow it's the Three Amigos 8 p.m. And then we've got Scott Sarmer. Hopefully he'll be on my Sunday stream. I was fucking waiting last Sunday for him to start streaming. I was like, oh, shall I? He wasn't streaming, was he? I missed that last Sunday. I did miss that, man.
Well, I'll definitely be in tune tomorrow evening anyway. With a couple of Guinness. Listening to you lot.
Yeah, they are. Steve's a man. He's a fucking legend, Steve Cray. You know that, man? There's a link there, man.
Nice.
That'll be cool, mate, because he puts out some cracking videos, Woodlander. Well, you've seen it, mate. We've spoken, haven't we?
Mm.
Yes. That's the kind of thing I like to see, mate. None of this. No. Yeah, here's my Patreon here, and here's my all these links that you can send me money. No. Just look, puts it out as it is, mate. No. I like it.
It's kind of community building, isn't it? That's the thing we got to start doing more. So I think. Do you know what I mean? Like we say, voting doesn't work, and we've all got to start working together and building communities that we can help flourish. You know what I mean? That's it, really.
I'm seriously getting into becoming self-sufficient. You need to grow your own food, mate. It has to be done.
It needs to be done sooner rather than later in the current climate as well.
Fuck yeah, mate. You know that.
You know what I mean?
Oh, listen, that's half 10, man. Yeah, it's half 10. So I'll let you. Nice one for coming on and dissecting that with us, mate.
That's right, mate.
I appreciate that, mate. Nah, I'll get you back on soon as, mate.
Sound bud. Sound
Cool. I'm just to anybody who's jumped in the chat, by the way. Appreciate it, man. All right, folks. Well, I shall see you about 7 o'clock then with the Woodlander then, over on Bonnie Lash channel.
Have a good one.
Nice one, man.